waistline's just off the floor. Can you get back down a little further? Paula?
What do you mean?
Get your waistline down close to the floor, but not touching.
Oh.
And swing from there. That's the way. That makes it harder.
Yes, it does.
I guess I just don't sway.
You know, the one thing that I feel I really should call everybody's attention is that my interest in protein comes from the fact that at one period in my life, it seemed to last forever, I was keeping 4 of us alive and well fed on $1 a day. It was about 15 years ago. And you really have to work hard. You really have to know what you're doing to get the amount of food you need. So what I did was just learn as much as I could about it. The way I'm presenting it is very, very overly simplified, but at least it's got the basic ideas so that instead of, having to go out and study nutrition or chemistry, I've tried to study it at home and then present it as simply as I can so everybody can understand it. There are some foods that really have complete proteins in them. Those are the kinds you should go after. I'll write just a few of them down so you get a basic idea of how you count grams of protein. Okay, first, you can keep jogging. All lean meats and fish and fowl come out for a normal-sized portion, about a quarter of a pound, to be 20 to 24 grams of protein. Milk, 1 glass, and 1 egg are each about 7 grams of protein. That's a normal portion, about a quarter of a pound of meat or 1 glass of milk, and this is about what it comes to. These are complete proteins. There are a lot more things that are complete proteins, but these are the basic things that most people eat. And those are the things you should really try to make sure you get enough of every day in every single meal, spaced out through the day. Okay, down to your belly. The same thing, only on your front. Arms out. We're really going to whack each other this time. Yeah. And swing around from side to side.
Black one. Can we synchronize?
You're having to bend your elbows. Paula's being attacked here from both sides. And they're bigger than she is.
But weaker.
Let your legs swing around, Bill. Back up a little, Paula. See if you can do it better. That back a little. Don't bang your feet on the bench. Okay, up and jog. There are some snacks that you can have around the house everybody likes to snack. Your family comes in and, they want something to eat. Instead of having to bother or putting things into them aren't very good for them, if you have things around like liver paste, and this is better than the other stuff. This is like liverwurst, but there's brewer's yeast and wheat germ added to it, so you don't have to put preservatives in. And there are kippers, which are very inexpensive. There's sardines, and these are something you probably aren't familiar with, but they're very good, very high protein. They're salted soy nuts, and they don't have very much salt on them either, which is a help. And then this one, which is really a strange one, you get from Chinatown mostly. It's dried shrimp. These are a little bit too big, but when they're the right size, they're really crisp and crunchy, and they taste great. They're really good.
Those are your arm kippers?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, down on your front again. Did you hear my ankle crack? Put one foot inside and walk with it, and then the other one.
Slippery.
Try to twist your hip around as far as you can.
This is the flattery exercise. You will get you know.
I'm really getting you all in the waistline today. Everybody managing to breathe down?
Just a little.
Put your hands on the floor. back near your waistline. And again, people with backs, bad backs, be careful. Push up gently and bounce. And come down and put your hands back a little further. And again, push up and bounce. That's great, Paula. Look at that. And down again. Hands back a little further. And up.
Can we turn our hands around?
Yeah, if you want. Makes it easier. Turn your toes under so you're getting a good stretch. That's it. It also helps your feet, get some more flexible. Look at him. Perspiration dripping off the end of his nose. Okay. Come up and jog.
Come up and rest.
There are a lot of different ways to go about getting protein in your meals, but it's important to have complete protein at every meal. One way is to have, the meat and the fish or the chicken and the milk and eggs at every meal. You can add them to all kinds of things, but it doesn't have to cost that much. There are very inexpensive ways of doing it, and we have it right here. This is soy flour, wheat germ, powdered milk, and brewer's yeast. They're all very inexpensive. They're all in powder form, and you can mix them together, and you can either use them separately to make different foods, or that's 1 cup of soy flour, 1 cup of wheat germ, 1 cup of milk, and 1/4 cup of the yeast, because that's a little stronger flavor. So you can use them separately to make different things. In fact, there are beautiful, beautiful things you can make with these. Or else, look at those beautiful layers for the last time. You can shake it all up, and then every time you bake anything at all, flour, cookies, cakes, anything at all, instead of 1 cup of flour, which has 12 grams of incomplete protein, which doesn't do anything, 1 cup of this gives you 40 grams of complete protein. It can't help but make a fantastic difference in your health. And it really doesn't change the flavor very much at all, and it is not unpleasant. In fact, everybody I know who's ever tasted the things made with this has liked it.
Does eating the yeast make us better bread?
Does what?
Does that make us better bread?
It makes a much more nutritious bread.
At least as well bread as now, anyway.
I got
credit for that one, after all.
Obviously. Okay, come down again. We'll get even with you for that. Come up. And again, cross over and walk.
My legs get caught.
Keep your bottoms way up. The higher up you keep your bottom, the more good it's going to do you. Oh, I'm burning the sides of my feet. Bill, you're getting crumpled up in the middle.
Utility.
Great, you're keeping way up.
It's a matter of rhythm, isn't it?
Yeah. It kind of feels good after a while. Okay.
Get numb, you mean.
Up and jog. You're not going to make it many more times.
No.
One of the big tricks when you're dieting to lose weight, there are all kinds of dieting. When you're dieting to lose weight, if you really make sure you keep your protein level high, you don't get tired, you don't get faint, you don't have blackouts. This is a big problem. Most people who diet don't know enough about what they're eating. If you make sure you get enough protein, then you stay feeling good all the time. In fact, you can feel better on a diet than you do any other time, because as you take off weight, there's less strain on your body, and as you keep the protein up nice and high, you just feel like you're floating. It's beautiful.
See if you can get another rise out of her. Bread.
She's got all the rises to get out of me.
Okay, come down. Any of you diet regularly? Come up onto one side and stretch way over.
Didn't diet.
You're on a regular diet because you're diabetic, aren't you?
Yeah.
I keep you pretty strictly
I
on
was a bad patient.
a certain type of diet. I diet constantly because I eat too much. That's some diet. Stretch way over as hard as you can each time. Keep your arms straight so you really stretch over. Paula, we've really got you trapped there, haven't we? Beginners, you must be tired. Just listen to us. Yep.
I did.
No, you're not beginners. When you feel tired, stop. Don't push it too far.
Just do that.
You want a little resting? Lean out over your legs. He pants, but he doesn't say he needs a rest.
No breath left to talk.
Okay, reach over your feet. Bounce a little. Okay. Up. And front. You know, our habit of eating a high-protein meal or reasonably high-protein meal at dinner time is a little strange. If you're a night watchman or a go-go dancer, it's great. But really, the major amount of protein you get should come at the beginning of your working day. If you have children going off to school, or if you work during the day, then that's when they should get their big protein meal in the morning. They should get enough to keep them going for 5 or 6 hours. That takes quite a bit. And then it's not a bad idea to make sure that anybody who goes out at different hours to work has extra protein at those times if it's different from the rest of the family. Okay, sit. Legs out. Stretch out as far as you can. Reach over and grab hold of your toes. Look at her. Look at her. Isn't that beautiful? Can you get your knees down straight? Beautiful.
I do one or the other, Maggie.
Yeah. And bounce out. Bob, can you get the Bill?
Yeah.
Can you get your knees down straight? You did it. You did it. You can do it. If you did it once, you can do it. That's right.
You thought so.
Listen, you know, we have to try to relax it. That's the way you're doing it.
That's the limit. It's the limit.
That's not being women. That's just practice, really.
You'd like to hear high A?
Reach over a little further. If you can. If you can't, don't. Just keep it there. But try to get your knees flat. And pull up a little further. Paula, that's beautiful. You're doing pretty good, too. You all are pretty flexible, you women. That's amazing. You know, I keep trying to prove that it isn't whether you're male or female. It's the kind of exercise and the kind of work you do. And sooner or later, I'm gonna keep a man exercising long enough to prove that. I have a few that I'm working on now that I really would like to see really flexible, just to prove my point. Because you know, all the best contortionists are men, aren't they? In the circuses, think about it.
Well, here's one who's not even going to try out. I don't know. I think so. Oh,
They really are. The men are always really great contortionists.
maybe the women are more intelligent.
Oh, come on now. Pull your knees up a
Women
little.
are distorted.
Pull them up close to your chest. Put your chin on your knees. Can you put your chin on your knees? Right up on them?
It's easy. I can, but I go over on my back.
Come on up and run. Remember, protein builds. Eat protein. And exercise develops. Exercise. Good for you. Ciao.